So now that we've looked at the argument against calling addiction a disease, let's try to make the argument for calling addiction a disease.
I think the first step in making that argument is just to admit up front that the behavior of addicts can be very unpleasant. I'm not arguing that. Addicts can be frustrating, they can be revolting, they can even be criminal. But just because we're dealing with bad behavior, that does not mean we can automatically assume that what's causing that behavior is some intrinsic badness. And yet, when we talk about addicts being liars, cheats, and thieves, or having an addict personality, that's exactly what we mean. The problem is, we've made this mistake before. Doctors of the past have looked at groups of people and attributed their behavior to a moral failing or a personality disorder or race or gender or ethnicity, and then later realized they were wrong. These behaviors were in fact symptoms of a disease. There is a long and painful history in medicine of making this sort of mistake. So if we say that addicts are liars, cheats, and thieves, or that they have an addict personality, or that they grew up in a bad social environment or had bad friends, perhaps we should take the time to ask ourselves, how do we know we're not making the same mistake again with addicts?
I'm not denying that addicts act badly, and I'm certainly not arguing that addicts should be let off for those bad acts.
What I'm arguing is, just because we've got bad acts, that does not mean we can automatically assume bad actors.
So perhaps you can see that the question of whether or not addiction is a disease is at heart a question about causality. I'm seeing bad behavior, yes, but what's the cause of that bad behavior?